But Veronica helped choreograph it, helped me think through what I wanted to do. Definitely came up. Once she learned that I couldn't do any of the dance moves that she wanted me to do, she's like, okay, we're going to have you jump in the pool.
The views and opinions expressed by our guests are their own and do not reflect the views, positions, or endorsements of the Skittle Squad Podcast or its hosts.
Welcome to the Skittle Squad Podcast. My name is David Smith, and I'm here with my fabulous co-host.
I'm Paul Piper.
Hey, Paul, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
So is your t-shirt, is that like from a...
No, it's just something I say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, is this a custom made shirt or is this just...
No,
okay.
I just found it and I was like, oh, I say that all the time.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Wait, what?
You do say that.
I do.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. So is that because you're typically just scrolling through your phone and not listening? And then you have to say, wait, what?
I don't know what you're insinuating. I'm hardly ever on social media. I don't know what you're talking about.
So for everyone that maybe missed a previous episode, how many people wished you happy birthday on Facebook?
Like about 1,500.
Oh, and then you responded personally to each one until
Yes.
Facebook cut you off?
Yes.
But you're never on Facebook.
I'm never on Facebook. Except on my birthday.
Except on your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I hope I was one of those people that wished you a happy birthday. That was last May, right? Wait.
I was out of town
You
on
were
my
out of
birthday.
town.
Remember? I was in that cabin from hell.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, with the no Wi-Fi and the
Yes.
no and the toddler bed and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I was on my
Yeah.
birthday.
Well, it's so interesting. So with Rick, I swear to you, you used to joke about this all the time, but now I'm really seeing that maybe he's got a lesbian gene.
He does have a lesbian gene. We've
But
talked about this before.
I know,
He's a
I know.
lesbian.
I always thought you were more joking about
No.
it, but now getting to know him over the last
No.
year, I was like, holy snap.
Yeah, no, he is a total lesbian.
This is why I would say he trends more lesbian. Now, obviously, we have to give a disclaimer out here
Yeah.
because we love everyone. You know, sometimes like comedians get roasted because
Yes.
they make fun of certain people. So we
Yes.
just want to put that out there. But there are some typical lesbian stereotypes.
Yes.
So one of them with Rick, I would say is
His Subaru.
he has a Subaru. That's true. He has a Subaru.
He wears
Um,
flannel.
Yes. His outfits.
Yes.
His shoes are lesbians.
Yes.
He doesn't play softball, though.
Well, his shoes are more dad shoes. Like
Yeah.
he wears the New Balance white shoes
Right.
that I can't stand. I'm
Yeah.
like, please take those off.
And he's really, really handy.
He is. Yeah,
He's kind of like a MacGyver. Like, I mean, your backyard.
No,
he's always,
he is like really super. He can do anything. That's why I keep trying to talk him into building a studio for us in the backyard because he could do it.
That would be great.
I know.
Yeah. So here's the thing. He also has interesting logic. So can I give an example of the New Year's Eve
Absolutely.
party?
Yeah.
So, and you know, Rick, we absolutely love you. So it was 11:35
Yes.
on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
And Rick comes up to me and you
Yes.
and says, we're going to get going now.
Yep.
I look at Rick and I'm like, but Rick, if you leave now, you're going to be in the car at midnight.
Right.
We have to leave right now. And I was like,
That's almost exactly like it. That's such a good imitation of
hey,
him.
I tried. And he was really hell bent on leaving at 11:35.
I know.
And so after you basically stayed silent the whole time, and after I basically kind of like, I did he just give up by default or did he concede?
No, I think the fault. So he said he wanted to leave because he didn't want to be on the road, at midnight, because that's when everybody will be out on the road. So blah, 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 blah. And he was
Right.
scared, not of our driving, but of other people's driving.
Of course, yeah.
And then you brought up the point of, well, if you leave now, there's going to be drivers on the road anyway.
Yeah.
And
right.
I was like, oh, he can't argue that logic. Like, that's brilliant. Like,
Right.
like I was like, that's a brilliant response.
Well, I'm like, here's the thing. So You drove all the way to that party. I mean,
Yes.
it was not a close event.
No.
And then you get all the way there and you had that fabulous fur coat.
And it was our second party.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you're famous. So you had many parties to go to. I only had one party to go to that night. I'm not as famous as
Which is
you
why
are.
I'm the Oprah and you're the Gail.
You drive all the way there. You had that fabulous fur coat. You had those amazing shoes.
No.
Yeah. I mean, you had
And a shiny
shirt. Yeah, shirt. You were ready to go.
Yeah.
It's
And
like-
let's just caveat this, but the theme of the party was Baby, You're a Firework. So you were supposed to wear something sparkly.
Oh, I had a sparkly jacket and didn't even realize it
Yeah.
fit in with the motif.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that
perfect.
was the theme.
Okay.
That's why everybody was like all
I just thought it was because it was New Year's Eve.
bedazzled.
Yeah. But then it's like you just come all that way. You have all that prep. You bought all those amazing things. And then it's like, why leave before midnight?
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm glad you guys stayed.
We did.
And interestingly enough, Rick ended up chatting with someone. And didn't you end up having to drag him out?
Yes. Because it's like, okay, it's midnight. We all did our champagne toast. We're all kind of talking and people are starting to leave or
People
whatever.
are leaving.
He gets in a conversation with Shane
Correct.
and I can't get him away. I'm like, hey, you were just saying you wanted to leave.
Right. And what time did
And
you
now-
end up leaving? Do you know?
Oh my gosh. It was like,
It
we
was-
did not get home until 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
you left around 1:45.
Yeah.
Wow. So it went from leave now to 12:45.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because he got to talking to Shane. And because Shane is from Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
Rick is from Pennsylvania.
Oh boy.
Like everybody who moved, like who's gay that
Mhm.
moved to Florida is from Pennsylvania apparently because everybody is from Pennsylvania.
Can we say 3 words for Rick for right now? I have a message for Rick. It's going to be 3 words, pot kettle black. That's all I'm
Right.
saying, pot kettle black. Love you, but don't drag away my number one co-host, my BFF, away from the party 25 minutes before midnight.
It's so funny because it always happens that way. You notice when we're at events,
Mhm.
he wants to leave and then I say, okay, let's go.
You know
And
what?
then
This is true.
We end up staying another hour and a
This is
half
true.
because he's gabbing away
This
and you
is
can't
true.
get him to be quiet.
I think what we need to do strategically, because you know there's going to be a million events for 2026.
What, shot collar?
Well, that's pretty drastic. I'm in for it, but I wasn't going that drastic of a route. I was going to say what we need to do is we need to make sure there's comfortable seating for him.
True.
Let's make sure
True.
that if he's with us at an event, there's going to be a comfortable seating area.
Yes.
And we need to have somebody that will sit with him and talk to him.
Yeah.
And then we can do our own thing.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
So let's make that a 2026 New Year's
Okay,
resolution.
we'll work on that. Or we
Rick-
can get him a hover round where he's always sitting.
Oh, that's a great
I
idea.
know. We can like really
Oh my
pimp it out and
gosh.
put like tassels on the little handlebars and have a horn and a
Perfect.
basket and all that. Yeah.
I'm sure having Rick going around the city in a hover round with a
I think that would be great.
blaring at people. When
Although
they're
he'd
in.
probably try to run me over though.
I'm
So
here
that
for
would-
that. No injuries, of course. But yeah. I think it comes down to just comfortable seating and
It does because in his defense, because of some of the medical things that he has, he can't stand for long periods of time.
Right.
So, and a lot of these events were standing the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
So in his defense, I can kind of see it that way. But
Of
I think
course.
a hover round would like totally solve that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a GoFundMe or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't know how much those are, but they got to be pricey.
All I remember is those hover round commercials. Do you remember those where they would actually be on TV and there was one shot of this person like on a cliff in a hover round? And
I do remember that. Yes.
And I'm like, what are they doing on a cliff in a hover round?
It was the Grand Canyon.
Like what if it shorts out or something and they go flying like Thelma and Louise? Like
it was
off
the
edge
Grand
of the-
Canyon. I remember that vividly, and I always was just like, wow, look at her go. I was always so impressed.
I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
like who goes to a cliff in a hover round? Like I don't get it.
She
but
did.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was great. great. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. So
this totally went way off in left field.
well, usually we end up having at least one major hot topic about Rick. So I guess we've
right.
done our bucket list, our checklist
we have done
item.
it for this day. For
Which,
sure.
Rick had his debut in a recent episode. I think it might have been a couple of months ago.
He did.
now.
I told him, I said, you're famous now.
And he was a little cranky with me on film. Yeah, I remember.
Well,
yeah,
it's Rick.
Because I was trying to get singles for you for the You'll Be Gag thing. I said, Rick, do you have $20? And he's like, no, I only have singles for me. Can you believe he did that? Here I'm literally getting loans from my friends to give you singles, and he can't give up a few extra singles for his husband.
Oh my God.
You remember that?
Yeah. I can't wait to talk to Pastor Andy about his experience.
Yes.
Because
it's going to be so exciting.
Because I want to know if he was like feeling the way I was feeling during his
we're going to have to dive
event.
into that. Yeah. So stay tuned. We're going to have Pastor Andy on here in just a moment, and Paul and him will kiki about their You'll Be Gagged experience. And I cannot wait to hear all of the juice and the gossip. We'll be right back.
Like, follow, and subscribe to the Skittle Squad Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and all social media platforms.
Welcome back. We're excited to introduce our guest today, Pastor Andy from the Allendale United Methodist Church. Welcome.
Hey, it's great to be here.
We're so excited for you to be on today. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks for having me.
So it's so great, and I'll kind of let Paul kind of take it from here, but you guys have a shared experience together.
We do have a shared experience. So for those of you who have not seen the first episode yet, because the other two haven't aired, Pastor Andy and I were getting ready in the same room. He had Veronica Fox helping him. I had Raquel Blue helping him. And before I touch on a little bit on my experience and what I was feeling during that time, you want to kind of go through what it was like for you, what that experience was like for you?
Yeah, it was actually my second time doing drag in a competition. First time was in 1998. I was a senior in high school.
Oh.
And this is back when I guess public high schools could do drag shows without anyone batting an eye. It wasn't controversial or anything. And this school had a tradition of doing mock homecoming court, full drag queen competition.
So cool.
So I was asked if I would enter. And I said, if I'm going to enter this, I'm going to win. So I had a team around me then.
Oh, nice.
The one out kid in school, Bradley, helped me choreograph and think through things and provided my outfit. And Leah, who was was a majorette in the band, did my makeup.
Oh my gosh.
I won. I won every competition except for the swimsuit competition. I did not win that, but I blew everyone else out of the water.
Wow, so it was really
that was like a full.
Oh yeah, I am Miss Sebastian 1998. Miss Sebastian River High School.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that we were in the presence of
I
royalty
know,
here.
right?
So this experience was a little different as a grown adult, and loved it. Had so much fun. Could not have done it without Veronica's help, of course.
For sure.
But it was a blast.
Yeah.
So,
you look fabulous.
So who came up with the concept of, what you were going to perform, what the costume was?
So I've always loved Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my first crush when I was little.
Okay.
And so it was a pretty easy decision to do like a prayer, pastor at a drag show. It just fit. I asked Veronica about that song. She said, perfect. Yes, nice. We will do that. But Veronica helped choreograph it, helped me think through what I wanted to do. Definitely came up once she learned that I couldn't do any of the dance moves that she wanted me to do. She's like, okay, we're going to have you jump in the pool.
Oh, so you were one, because I was still up in the room when you were performing. So you were one who actually jumped in the pool.
I was the first one who jumped in the pool. Yes. And that was to cover up for the fact that I couldn't do any of the dance moves that she wanted me to like walk on my knees, not hands and knees, but just my knees. And I'm like, that's not going to happen.
She's young.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. That's not, wow. That's saying that you're old, but yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. I mean, so the experience when you're actually like for me, when I actually got up there on the stage, I was like scared to death for like the first 10 seconds. And then after that, once I heard the song going, it was like, you don't even notice. But I did forget like all the choreography. I had to ad lib everything.
You were amazing.
Because I totally forgot, because I had worked choreography with Raquel as well. And I was like, I totally forgot all the choreography because I was so into the crowd and, everybody cheering and the music and everything that I just kind of ad-libbed the whole performance.
Veronica's most important thing that she gave me, she said, when you get out of that pool, I want you to flip your hair back as hard as you can. She said like a swimsuit model.
Nice.
Wow. That's great.
So disappointed I missed that.
Yeah, I am too.
There's video.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you have the video?
I do.
We would love to be rolling it right now.
Yeah, we can put it on the show for
that
sure.
Would be great.
I'll send you some clips.
Yes. Awesome.
So I had two fears going on stage. The first was that I was afraid I was going to fall in the pool because I had never walked in heels before.
Yeah.
So I was scared of being on, especially since Raquel had told me that the bridge kind of moves.
It was a little slippery too.
Yeah, and it was raining and it was slippery. So I was scared I was going to fall into the pool. And then the second fear I had was I was afraid no one would tip me. Like I would be performing and there would be no one tipping me and I'd be like, oh,
well, you did go last. And so.
But I did go last. I was the last performer and I didn't have to worry about either one of those because I was fine with both. But did you have any fears about performing in front of a huge group of people like that?
No. I felt right at home. I mean, of course I was scared and there were butterflies and all those things that you're supposed to have. Yeah. I think. As a human, before you do anything like that.
Well, you're probably more used to
even when
talking.
when I get up to preach, like I always, feel little butterflies and
Yeah.
And so, I just knew it was important for me to show up and be there for the community, and that this was a part of showing up.
Well, thank you for being an ally and supporting the community. That's
of course.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really great.
And we are like, they called us local celebrities. Like, can you believe that?
Yes. I think the actual term in the paper was minor celebrity.
Yeah, minor celebrities.
I wasn't offended by it. Other people were like, aren't you offended by the fact they called you a minor celebrity? I'm like, no, I think that fits. I think I'm a pretty minor celebrity.
A celebrity is a celebrity.
Yeah.
So Paul, for the record, you were okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get interrupted every now and then at lunches or dinners or going out. That's a minor.
You're minor celebrity.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be a major celebrity. It's such an inconvenience.
No.
You lose all your anonymity.
I really don't even like being a minor celebrity.
A minor celebrity.
Yeah. Well, you should go on more podcasts. People will know you more. No, I'm just kidding.
So speaking of celebrity, you recently were in the news. At the time when we were getting crosswalks erased.
Yes, our murals were being erased. Yeah.
Can you kind of go through what happened?
I've of course been monitoring and working with all different groups that were trying to raise awareness around what was happening to our murals. And I was particularly interested in the mural in front of the Woodson. I thought that was a very important mural for our community that, local artists had painted each letter. The first one saying that Black Lives Matter. And then the second one, of course, that they erased was Black History Matters. And I just felt like that was sacred ground. It's a one-way road that very few people even drive on. Like, obviously, this wasn't for safety. This was governor trying to, I guess, be more like Trump and be a bully. And so I knew there was a lot of people raising awareness around the Rainbow Crosswalk and what needed to be done there. And so I knew that when the time came, if I had the blessing of the Woodson, I wanted to show up and to kneel until they removed me. I was going to put my body in the way of that mural getting erased. And so that night I saw the pictures of the police assembling. It made me really angry that our city enabled the DOT to do their work. And so with the blessing of the people of the Woodson, alongside another pastor, we kneeled down And they asked us to move, and we said, we'll move when our prayers are answered. And the police said that we were in the way of the DOT. And I said, you're in the way of justice.
Wow.
You know, and you're siding on the side of white supremacy. I was obligated by my faith to be right where I was. And so eventually they picked us up, removed us, put us on the grass. And they said at that point, if we got up, that we would not be charged with resisting arrest. But they ended up charging us with that because they had to have something to arrest us. Oh. And they are the ones that made the decision to arrest us. They didn't have to. So we spent a good portion of the night in the holding area of the Pinellas County Jail, and we posted bail.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Interesting fun fact, the Pinellas County Jail that night was showing all of the Wakanda movies. So Pinellas County Jail is so woke, right?
So, oh my goodness.
I don't know if the governor knows that.
Wow.
But, yeah. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. That night, through the arrest, I was probably treated, pretty well.
Okay.
But still, it was traumatic, and it was harsh. And I asked have my handcuffs loosened, and they didn't.
Okay.
I lost feeling in my thumb for a good couple months.
Oh, wow.
For about 3 months afterwards, I could not feel my thumb because of the handcuffs.
Wow.
And knowing that was my experience, and spending a couple hours in the back of a patrol car, not being able to like scratch or move or, have air conditioning, keeps me awake at night still, knowing that other people who get arrested probably aren't being treated as well as I was.
Wow. Okay.
Because I had a collar, a clergy collar around my neck. And it still keeps me awake at night.
Well, thank you for standing up and sharing that story.
Yeah,
That's
for sure.
very powerful. Kind of speechless right now, Paul.
I know, I am too. I'm like, oh my gosh, what an experience that was.
Yeah, I think what really jars me is, like you had just mentioned, the treatment of these individuals that aren't in the public eye.
Yeah. Well, we got people, for example, that are unhoused. Our city has arrested 500 in the last 2 years. Their only crime was sleeping. And, all three of us, we have to sleep in order to exist.
Yeah.
Their only crime is just trying to exist.
Right.
Right. And their treatment was not, like what I experienced. So I'm particularly interested after my case is done. My case is still playing out in court. But after my case is done, I want to focus on how people are being treated by our police department upon arrest, especially for nonviolent offenses. And I know from my experience, I went through months of counseling and other things just to try to lessen the trauma I was experiencing.
Yeah. I had a question. I kind of lost it there. So
that's really, kudos to you for taking a stand and advocating on behalf of our community, and all communities, because I feel like, we're at a point in time right now where everything's trying to be erased. It's not just crosswalks, it's history. It's, everything is being erased right now. So to have allies that actually care and stand up for our community means a lot. So from me personally, thank you.
Absolutely.
So much for what you did.
We all will increasingly have to make those decisions about when we need to stand up or take a knee or whatever, because that's just the world we're living in.
I was going to ask you, do you feel like the city has taken on maybe a more drastic approach or maybe a different approach since the current administration came into play? Or do you feel like it's just always been like that?
I feel like our city is certainly trying to redirect things into other forms of art that can't be touched. Like they installed the the bike racks that were rainbow and that sort of thing. And
right.
I really don't have any criticism of the mayor one way or the other. It's a tough job. If I were the mayor, I might have taken a different approach, but I'm not. I'm not the mayor. And, I hope the city moves forward with more bold art pieces, and sure. But I will say that our police isn't unlike that many other police departments. We're, a blue city, yet we continue to do harm. We have a partnership with ICE. And so if a grandmother who's undocumented is pulled over and the officer notices she's undocumented, she's going to be held for an hour, and they're going to call ICE to come pick her up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We don't have to do that. And it's out of fear. But also it's being complicit to harm. And I think that, history is going to look back and see that we were clearly on the wrong side of what's happening. And so I wish we had some bolder leadership that would do the right thing in our police department.
So obviously we can't act like we're the experts here, but it sounds like in what you're saying is the city can have the decision not to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But somewhere at some point in the command chain, someone has decided whether it's motivated by federal funds or, like you said, maybe just fear, that we've decided to take those actions.
There's a city, it's either Miami or somewhere near Miami, that has resisted signing the agreement with ICE, and the courts have upheld their decision to not
so
do
there's
that.
an actual agreement in place. Okay.
Yeah. No, there's a signed agreement.
Okay.
So it's those types of things. It's always the people that are farthest on the margins, right? That are the ones impacted. And I've found in my life that if I locate myself there, then we're all better protected.
That makes sense, yeah.
The ordinance I got charged with, obstruction, which I'm still fighting in the courts, is the ordinance that often is given to people who are unhoused. Anyway, it's a lot right now, but I'm thankful also to be a part of a community that has a lot of people that care and are pushing back, and people like you that are, having an important podcast to get people's stories out there, I think is
thank you.
One of the ways that we resist.
From a community perspective, like, what can we do now? Like, if we were to put out maybe like a call to action, maybe something real high level. I
would always suggest people that if people want to make a difference, to connect with the people that are already doing the work.
Okay.
There are a lot of people. So there's a lot of organized work around, for example, people working with immigrants or people working with the unhoused. Get connected to people already doing the work and find out ways that you can help to amplify what they're doing. Often those people are from those communities. I've learned as a white, straight, cis, guy, that if I barge in and maybe take the spotlight about a certain issue, instead of working with the people who have been doing it, that I'm actually kind of doing some harm in that. And so a lot of times I need to slow down and listen to what's happening, find out how I can help bring the spotlight to the important work they're doing. And I think that's how we, as a community, create the world as we want it, as the world as it could be.
Yeah, that's really great advice. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that, for sure.
So just a question on religion, because right now we've got this Christian nationalism going on where people are doing actions where they're not Christian type actions.
Right.
How do you, have you seen people become a little bit more wary of religion because of our current situation? Or do you see people coming more towards a different type of, away from the Christian nationalism that's going on right now?
Yeah, white Christian nationalism is a very dangerous strand of really, it has nothing to do with what Jesus taught and everything to do with uplifting those in power, authoritarianism, and I think it's our greatest risk right now. Religion itself and faith groups, I mean, we've always held a lot of baggage, right, for the harm that the church has historically done.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so that's always at play. I arrived in St. Petersburg. Well, I was born in St. Petersburg and then came back 11 years ago. And so I started at Allendale 11 years ago. And we've just tried to boldly be what the church might look like in 50 years, to embody a community that is radically welcoming, that is pushing back and rejecting everything around, Christian nationalism, and to just be a different, a different type of church. It's why we, for example, host drag Sundays 4 times a year. Last Sunday was our most recent drag Sunday, where drag queens help lead the worship service.
Nice.
And I can't think of any better group of people to push back against Christian nationalism than drag queens.
For sure.
Yeah, especially in the state of Florida.
That's right.
Wow. But I love that.
Yeah. And so it's important to get our voice out there and to push back against the harm that's being done. And also to present a different, I think, more true to Jesus type of faith. And we've seen a lot of people be drawn in and want to be a part of that. People that tell us, I'm here, I haven't been to church in 30, 40, 50 years, but I like what you're doing. Or I'm here and I'm not even sure I believe in God, but I want to be a part of a community that's doing justice. And it's been the greatest joy of my life to build what we've built over the last 11 years.
So for folks that maybe want to be more involved with Allendale, do you guys have a website folks can check out?
Yeah, it's allendaleumc.org. And certainly you're welcome to come check us out Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. For our worship service, or we have a lot going on during the week. We organize with a lot of different groups around justice issues. We host a lot of groups. We are packed every day of the week with recovery groups, with choirs, with groups that are organizing for justice, and it's a really powerful community that's become a hub for justice work in St. Pete.
That's absolutely amazing. Yeah, I absolutely love that. Thank you.
When I got there, it was empty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I got to Allendale, they were down to about 40 people in worship, and we were pretty empty, Monday to Saturday. And when Trump won the first time, I stood outside the next morning with a sign that said, "We choose love." And other people pulled over and made similar signs. I didn't know. That's the only thing I could think of to do, that night when I couldn't sleep and I was, in tears. At the end of the day, the intern who was with us, it was his first day, he said, "I want to do this every day." I said, "Okay." I said, "Your job is to go show up wherever justice is happening, wherever justice work's being done in the Tri-County area. Just go and be present.
Wow.
Represent Allendale." Came back to me in a month and he said, "I've met a lot of people. I want to host a dinner." I said, "That's really nice, but no one's going to come to this dinner. They're not going to trust a dying white church, that no one knows about." And sure enough, like 40, 50 people came. Oh, wow. They were all organizers and all, black and brown and queer. And I'm asking all of them, like, "Hey, what made you want to come? Like, trust this place?" By that time I'd only been there for a year or so. And they said, "Well, Michael showed up again and again with us, and we wanted to show up for him." And I said, "Well, I don't have much to offer except if you need free meeting space, you have free meeting space here at Allendale to do the work of justice."
Oh, wow.
And that is what started us on this other course, and helped us grow and helped us become a hub that was filled with people working together. Silos started to come down. People started to work together. And to this day, if any group needs free meeting space and they're doing the work of justice, they just have to call and get on the calendar.
Wow, that's amazing. Nice. That is a huge service that you're offering for the community.
Yeah.
And it really is about that collaboration, that networking. I mean, really, like you said, taking down those silos is so important. Yeah, I absolutely love that. if you had maybe a final call to action, or maybe just something that you wanted the audience kind of to take away with them from our conversation today, what would that be?
I would just say to look outside yourself and your group. So, if I can help people who are really passionate, for example, about LGBTQ issues in the community, to also care about the unhoused or the undocumented, and those who are undocumented really care about LGBTQ people or people at the Woodson, to, when we start to build those types of bridges and relationships, we're unstoppable.
Right.
It's when they try to like pit us against each other, where we kind of stay on the edges,
which is what they want,
and stuck there.
Yeah.
But really, I know, and I think that the edges are the center. That is the real center. That's where it's moving, and so I think I'm just going to continue and encourage people to, when you're gathered with a group, look around and ask who's missing, who's not here, and what do we need to do to change that.
Wow, that's really impactful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
absolutely love that. Paul, if anyone wants to get in touch with us, how would they do that?
So if you'd like to be a guest on the Skittle Squad podcast, or you'd like to be a sponsor of the show, you can reach us at contact@theskittlesquad.com.
Pastor Andy, thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
For everyone watching, thanks for watching today. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our socials, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.